You're listening to Spainfully Honest, the podcast where me, Paul,
and me, Catherine, talk about what it's really like living in Spain.
Each week we'll share stories, tips and honest conversations about daily life here in Spain. The good, the bad and everything in between.
Whether you live in Spain or you're thinking about moving or you just want to know a little bit more, you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, get comfy and let's get Spainfully honest!
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Spainfully Honest.
Yeah, we're not shouting 23 anymore, but
No.
I think we should. It's still good. Isn't it? 23.
And this week we're going to be talking, it's our fourth episode about education in Spain. And we're going to be talking about something really interesting. It's a really cool, I don't think many people know about it.
No, it's not something I'd ever heard of.
No, I hadn't.
I mean, you can understand the principle of it, but I've never heard of it
No.
until, my daughters went to it.
Yeah, and my son goes to it.
Yeah, so it's
So
definitely
that-
affected us.
It is a Colegio Concertado is what it's called in Spain. So it's what would you call it? A semi-private school or
Yeah.
state subsidized school. So it's a middle ground between private school and public school.
Yeah.
So really interesting
It's
episode.
definitely a good option, particularly for international
Yes.
students, definitely.
It's a great option.
Yeah, it's a really good option, I think, too, for sort of international students. For one, because of the language. I think they do a bit more English than perhaps a normal school. And secondly, the exams. That they lean a little bit more to being internationally recognised, I think,
Yeah.
rather than being purely Spanish.
Yeah.
So, in particular, this one is linked to an American
I was going to say,
system.
particularly this one. I don't know if all Colegio Concertados would.
No. So you need to
Well,
check that because that is one thing about this podcast. This is information from one school.
Yeah.
And it happens to be the one school that we know about.
Yeah.
So they may not all be the same. So I think you do need to talk to the school in your area that does this, obviously. But this is just our experience. But even with Millie and Lottie, so although their system is perhaps a little bit American, and Millie did American studies effectively, her results were still totally recognised in the UK.
Yeah.
And that's important because she went to a UK university. If you look back at the episodes, Millie's is episode 10, and the other kids is episode 4.
4. Yeah.
So if I look at those, then there's a private school one, which I think is number 5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all the education ones.
Yeah. So
Well, this
before
one
we-
we think is really important, don't we? Because this is something a bit different.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel it's really important for more people to know that this exists, that this option exists, because it's such a good option.
It is a good option, yeah.
Yeah. But before we dive into the topic,
Yeah.
how's your week been, Paul?
I've had an interesting week this week
Yeah.
because we did mention last week that we started working with Spectrum FM. Well, I've had most of my week going through the results. We've had a lot of people, and again, Americans. So we've got Americans hiring cars and listening to Spectrum FM. But it is great. And just as an aside to the podcast, if you have got a business or you're interested, it really is worth looking at something like Spectrum FM to do some advertising, because I used it for 20 years in my business and I always kept it going. And this week, to me, it's proved it's just, it's a really good way.
Straight away, wasn't it? Straight away. To see the figures go. Boom.
So
Exciting.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Anyway.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm so very happy every time I hear on the radio.
I heard it about 3 times yesterday. But once I was up early, it was about 6:20 in the morning, and there it was. Yeah, so all you night owls.
Early risers, I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whichever way, whether you're getting up or going to bed, it's time to listen. We'll put you to sleep. Start listening to it. We'll put you to sleep. That was my week. Nothing else. They didn't do a lot else.
Yeah, no, pretty quiet week as well for me. A lot of annoying work stuff happened, so yeah, wasn't fun, but it was busy. But yeah, not much to talk about.
And it's got a bit cold. So
Yeah.
it's got a bit cold. I've got a fleece on today because yesterday I was cold. And in bed a couple of nights I've been cold.
It's that weird time though when you put a jumper on, which you kind of need it, but then you're a little bit warm. Like I'm a little bit warm in the jumper now. If I put something else on, I be a little bit cold.
It's a funny
It's a weird, inside though, because once you go outdoors, it's probably much better.
But this weekend it's supposed to drop to 15, which I know sounds like tropical, But for us, 15 is quite cold.
And in London Mercy, it's to go to 0.
Oh!
So it might actually snow in London Mercy.
Hey!
Alex gets so nervous every time that happens. So I'm like, let's go. Alex like hates driving anywhere. He's so, I must say so Spanish. So I feel like it's a real Spanish thing, but certainly Spanish on the coast. But they think that driving 20 minutes somewhere is like driving really fast. Yeah. It's so funny. But yeah, so he's like, oh God, I'm going to have to drive for an hour to the end to Murcia to show my son the snow.
Yeah. It's great. When it does happen, if you go up like Sierra Espuña and it's snowing, thousands of cars, people walking along with a little bit, and I'm everybody's still fine. So, you feel like saying, come over to Burnley, I'll show you snow.
Oh, does it snow in Burnley?
Oh yeah, it's still in Burnley, proper snow. It's in like a bowl as well, so it gets snow all the way around. It makes it quite pretty actually. But there's always somewhere good to go sledging.
Oh, brilliant.
Because of the way it is. So perhaps not yet.
Because I think it's changed now in Dublin. But when I was young, you get like a snow day once every couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it snows more often now in Dublin. I don't know, maybe because I'm further away.
In Burnley, it snows every year, definitely.
Does it?
Yeah, probably.
Cool. Yeah, I quite like this time of year. It's nice. It's a nice time of year for going for a walk.
On the weekend, the beach was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, the beach was busy.
It was warmed up weekend.
Yeah, it was almost 20.
Really warm. Like I went out on, actually I did do something fun because I had family over for my uncle's birthday, came over here to celebrate a little bit over here. We went out for a meal and I went out on Friday night and I just had a shirt on and I even had the sleeves of the shirt pulled up because I was warm and it was nighttime.
Tropical.
Yeah, we came out of the restaurant
November.
after, it must have been after 10 and there was, one of those little pharmacy kind of thermometers and it had 18 degrees.
Yeah, not bad, is it?
Yeah, so it was really nice the weekend actually. Yeah.
Jolly good. Let's crack on, because this is quite a long episode, so,
Yes.
get comfy.
Yeah.
Get 3 or 4 coffees, get you awake.
We'll try to make it
here we go.
as easy to listen to as possible.
Yeah, we'll speak really quickly.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a what would you say, frog in my
Frog,
throat. Yeah,
no.
it's a bit, I have a bit of a coffee, not a cold, but a little virusy I am. So excuse my voice.
There's a lot of people talking about it at the minute.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so we really wanted to get somebody on from the school. So the school that we spoke to was Las Claras, so Las Claras del Mar Menor. And we really wanted to have them on, but obviously it was the timetable, they can't, they're in school and they're teaching. So what we decided to do was we sent them the questions, the information that we wanted, and then they sent us the answers. So what we'll do is we'll kind of read a little bit the answers that they sent us, and then because our kids go to this or have gone to the school, we'll fill in information and stuff that we have garnered over the years.
Yeah, and we'll put contact details on at the end of the podcast. So if you want to contact them to speak to them, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what I would say, obviously, if you're not in this area, that's because they're in Los Alcatraz, on the border actually, on Los Alcatraz and San Javier.
Yeah.
So it sort of covers that area really.
Yeah.
But if you're in another area, obviously just do a search for Colegios, Concertado,
That's it.
and go and speak to them. I think that's the most important thing, is go and speak to them, because they are individual. They're not all going to be the same.
Yeah, they're all different. I mean, they have a general idea of what they actually are.
Yeah.
The concept, what they are is the same, but
And they're
within the
controlled by the
schools
government,
themselves,
so they're gonna have a similar setup part of it, but it's just
each school then has its
needs to
own
be
individual
Exactly.
things.
And different specialisms, probably different size, different everything. So if you like the idea, just go and find one in your local area and go and speak to them.
Cool.
Anyway,
So you're asking me the question like
so I'm a question master, and Catherine is the guinea pig, and it's not really a good job that she's got a frog in her throat, because the questions are quite short. Mine it's really easy. She's carrying all the weight this week, so here we go.
Go for it.
Just a minute. By the way, these questions were based on questions we got originally for the private school, weren't they? And then they've been sort of adapted from that, because people have asked questions about the other schools. So it's sort of an adaptation of that, really.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that is it sort of means if you watch both episodes, there's quite a comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. This is a long one. This will be Catherine talking for 45 minutes. Here we go. We asked them, could you explain the concept of a state-subsidized private school, or as it's known here, Colegio Concertado?
Very good. Yeah, I tend to call it more semi-private.
Yeah, semi-private.
But the school themselves has stated that it's a state subsidized private school. So the answer was a state subsidized private school is an interesting middle ground between a public and private school. It's privately owned by an individual, a company, or often a religious order or foundation, religious order. Yeah. But it operates through a funding agreement known as a concerto, which is either the state or the regional government. Through this agreement, the government covers most operating costs, including the salaries of the teachers.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our case, Las Claras del Mar Menor is owned by the Fundación Las Claras. So there we go.
Okay.
So basically it's, funded by the state and privately owned at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's good because it probably gives you some guarantee of it continuing. You can just get the government subsidising. And also, I think the quality a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then you get the extra fees that you pay for extra things, which we're talking about later.
It would have to go through, I imagine, because the ones that are state funded have to get, what's the word? Like what your mum used to. Because I don't think all the international schools do that.
No.
They don't have to comply on.
Yeah, they want to know they get the money's worth, won't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, that's good. Right, so, question 2.
This one is long.
Yeah. Could you give us a brief history of Las Claras School and its affiliated associations or centres in other parts of Spain? I don't think I wrote that question. It's got 2 long words in for me.
Yeah,
there we go.
I think we wrote, could you give us a brief history of Las Claras? And that was where I stopped.
Then you got messing about with to sound more educational.
Yeah, sounds posher.
Intelligent.
Okay, so listeners are really excited actually about this because it's their 25th anniversary this year. So they were really excited to share this information. They're really sweet actually. They're lovely people.
Yeah.
And they said, this year marks the school's 25th anniversary. It all began with 2 people, Mari Carmen and Andres, who were working at another subsidized school in a different town. They decided to launch their own project at a time when Los Alcázares desperately needed a new school. So securing subsidized status happened very quickly. Normally, a school like this starts off as fully private and gradually becomes subsidized over time, making it much more affordable for families. Within Murcia, we have a sister school. So Las Claras del Mar Menor has a sister school, and that's called La Flota Murcia Bilingual Subsidized School. That's in Murcia City.
Yeah, it's La Flota's right in the centre. Yeah.
It is right in the centre, in the city of Murcia. Internationally, this is the really exciting part. We collaborate with Academica, a Florida-based company that allows students from 8th to 12th grade to complete the American dual diploma program, giving them both Spanish and US qualifications.
Yeah.
So
Millie did that.
Did she?
Millie did that, yeah.
We also take part in e-twinning, which I thought was a T, but it isn't.
E-twinning?
Yeah, we also take part in e-twinning projects each year. Is it e-twinning? Am I saying that right?
Must be, yeah.
Yeah, they twin, I guess. Anyway, e-twinning projects each year, partnering with primary and secondary schools across Europe through a virtual platform. For example, one year our primary students exchanged Christmas cards while studying holiday traditions, which they absolutely loved. We also participate in Erasmus Plus projects, which include in-person exchanges with students from other countries. There we go.
Yeah.
Very cool. So basically, they're 25 years old, and they have another school, sister school in Murcia City, and they also offer that American dual diploma program.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
So Millie did that on top of her normal baccalaureate studies.
Yeah, she spoke about that when she was on her episode. If you want to hear more about it.
Yeah, and it was sort of internationally recognised. She was issued the diploma in Madrid. I think there's like 5,000 people there.
Oh,
massive. We had to go up there, all the family, and watch it. It was really good.
How nice.
And she ended up doing nearly 13 subjects, which she talks about.
Yeah.
But the thing is that got her into Durham University, which is like top university in the country.
And if she wants to, she would have been able to go quite easily to the States to go to university.
So, yeah, that was very, very good.
Excellent.
Very good. So that was that one. Right. Those are those were the difficult long questions.
Oh, good.
And the
They
rest
get
of the
better from now.
the rest of the questions are probably a bit more sensible length, and sensible answers.
Thank goodness for
Right,
that.
here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hang on.
Right, this is easy. What age range do the schools cover?
Okay. So, well, I'll give the answer to that last Claras guys, which sounds like I work there, but I don't. Our nursery school accepts children from 0 to 2. Honestly, it's so cute. See, we're coming in and one of them is so adorable. 0 to 2 years old, and this stage is fully private. From age 3 onwards, students join the subsidized school. So it's private up until 2, which is like a crash, I would call it.
Yeah.
And then from then on, it's really handy for people who have maybe other kids in the school. You can
So wait,
drop
when did Max start then? What age?
Max
did Max
started at 3.
So he started in the proper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from age 3 onwards, students join the subsidized school, which goes all the way up to the second year of bachillerato. So that's like what would that be in England?
A level.
A levels. In Ireland, it's the leaving cert.
Yeah.
18 years old, basically. We also offer intermediate and advanced vocational training programs such as cooking and gastronomy, pharmacy, and parapharmacy. Is that a thing in English, parapharmacy?
I don't think it is. No, it is here. So it's like Superdrug. It's like a chemist, but without a chemist.
Yeah.
Without
so it allows you to work in the pharmacy, but you're not a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can talk about things, but you can't, and they can sell, like they can't sell paracetamol, but they can sell other health things that are not sort of doctor required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An early childhood education with no upper age limit.
So you might see a pharmacist walking around who's 2.5. Hold on, 3.5.
Perfect. Meaning I could go back to school if I wanted.
Yeah. So Max went when he was 3. She went when she was 14, I think. I think she did the last year of O-level education and then her A-level education there. And Millie only went there for the 2 years for her A-levels.
Okay.
Equivalent, the baccalaureate. So you can go at different times. Well, there'll be a question later about this, but when can you start? You can effectively start at any stage.
Fine. And then what else do they say? Okay, so schedules vary by stage.
Well, that's a question.
Oh, sorry.
Question 4.
Have all together with the same answer.
Yeah. Question 4. Here we go. Before she jumps the gun, I answer the questions in advance. Here we go. Do all the levels have the same schedule?
Schedule vary by stage. So nursery, so 0 to 2 years of age, runs from 7:45 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow. So, oh no, that's when it's open. You would have to have your kids there all the time.
You
must stay here.
Yeah, I think that the hours you have to have them there are not like you have to, but once you drop them off and collect them, I think it's 9 to 2. Like a normal kind of school.
On the nursery one.
But you can drop them off earlier and pick them up later if you need to.
I mean, that's a full day, isn't it?
Yeah. So people go back to work, it's difficult, and not everyone's as lucky as me to have our parents and stuff to look after the kids. But and they have to just drop their kids off. Imagine if you're 0 to 2. Oh my God, you'd be so sad. But at least you have the option. Yeah. And anyway, from preschool to second year of ESO. So that's junior cert for us. What's ESO in
O-level.
O-level.
So that's 3 to 14 in real terms.
Ages 3 to 14. Students have a continuous schedule on Wednesdays and Fridays and split days the rest of the week. So what that means is Max goes to school from 9 until 5, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then on Wednesday and Friday, he goes from 9 until 2.
Okay. So does he come home on the long days?
No, he used to when he was younger. But then as he got older, because nearly all the kids stay there and they go to... he does. So they do, we'll get to that. We'll go more in detail afterwards. But they do extracurricular activities in the lunch break. Right, yeah. And then there's also the dining option as well. I keep on saying the Commodore. So whatever the eating dinner school. Yeah. And so he stays on those days and he
And when they get older, I think they can go out to that type.
Yeah.
Because when obviously when we're there at level, they could go out for lunch. And there are restaurants nearby that are subsidized. Or do a special for the students anyway, one way or the other, I'm not sure. And so, they used to go out.
Get a bit of a break, because it's a long lunch break, as it's in Spain. Students from third ESO to Bachillerato generally have continuous days, with only Mondays being split.
Okay. So that'd be something you have to work your diary around and your timetable, like those different split things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this another question?
Yes. Stop jumping the gun. I haven't got much to say to keep nicking it. There we go. Do all the levels have the same class size, Catherine?
Class sizes follow regional regulations. Around 22 in early childhood, 25 in primary, 30 in ESO, and 35 in Bachillerato. But one thing I would say there is, that's something that, because I used to work in the school, they used to always say in Bachillerato, in all the schools in Spain, even though the class sizes can be 35, it's very rare that they're actually 35, because you have to pick like your specialist subjects. The classes, I mean, in my experience, probably max 20, because some do science and some do.
So that's a parameter that can happen. So it could be a maximum of 35. Well, it has a maximum of 35. So something very popular, English or maths, there's likely to be more than perhaps something that's a little bit weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So,
and then they have like their class is called tutoria, which is like when you're in with your, you've got like one tutor or one teacher who's your teacher who kind of looks after class. Yeah,
they have that.
It's called tutoria in Spain. And basically you'll have maybe 1 or 2 a week. And I imagine all the class will be in the class at that time. But then you would break up into your different subjects. So when they're actually doing the important subjects, the class sizes would be smaller. Yeah. And that's public school as well, not just this school.
I mean, that's one thing that both my girls said was really good at Las Claras, was that they had like a professional tutor that they could go to for things about any subject. And they thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So if they had an issue with something, they could speak to them doing maths, even though he wasn't a maths teacher, would help on the things, point them in the direction and help. And they really appreciated that. They both absolutely loved it as a school. Absolutely loved it.
Yes. I love it. I have to say, from a parent's point of view, I love it. And Max loves it.
Yeah. Well, that's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, particularly if you come in here and, from another country and then you start your education.
Like he never not wants to go to school. Like. Yeah. And I keep waiting for it because, he's getting older now. You start to kind of lose that thing of, I'm going to school to play with my friends because you're doing more serious studying. But no, he loves it. Loves it.
Right, next question. You ready?
Ready.
This is a really good short answer. You'll like this one. Can students enroll at any age?
Well, you've written one thing. I've got something else.
Yes.
Yes, at any age.
Yeah. Well, what's your different answer then?
I might be going into the next.
Oh, here we go. Try to get ahead of yourself. Right, no. So, yes, at any age is the answer. Because I read it. It's the answer. Like I say, my daughter, one started just first year of A-level baccalaureate, and the other one started sort of in the third year of O-level. And that's important, really, because she changed school at that time. And she was in a public school and was starting to have issues, and we changed to that one, and she absolutely excelled in that. Absolutely excelled in that. So
the only thing I would say is, just because you can enroll at any age doesn't mean you're guaranteed a place.
No. I mean, it's all subject to availability.
Yeah, I'm sure they explain it further on how to apply, but it'll become clear then.
Yeah, and the point system effectively is the same as in the school. And I won't go into that because we had an issue with that.
Did you?
Not with this school, but with the previous school.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so next one.
Part of the question?
Before Catherine reads the answer, before I ask the question. If international students enter the school, how are they introduced to the Spanish language?
International students receive extra support from a dedicated language tutor who works with them several hours a week on both spoken and written Spanish. We currently have many international students, and this system helps them settle in very well. which is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's so important.
Yeah, you need that.
I think they have that in a lot of cases in public school.
Yeah.
But I think it's a major thing at this one.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you need to check. I think public-wise, I think it's usually for secondary school level kids. I'm not sure if they'd have it in primary schools, but I'm not sure. But it's something you can definitely ask for. The school that I worked in was a secondary school, and they had, plus there was loads of kids that had come from Ukraine, and there was kids from Romania who didn't speak Spanish, and English-speaking kids, but not many. But they all kind of went into this little class. And I think I said it before in another episode, but they do like all sorts of things. It wasn't just, learning the grammar. It was like how to order something in the cafe, how to, ask for something for help in the supermarket. Like I could see the work up on the board. And it was in the secondary school. I spoke to the teacher. He was so lovely. And he was a primary school teacher. So, but in the secondary school. So he was doing like a kind of intensive primary school stuff. Yeah. He did say he would still recommend that if your kids, I asked him, and he said, if your kids are coming to Spain, he said, it's great and it's a great assistance to have this Spanish in the schools, like this facility in the schools. But he would still say it'll be a much better help for your kids if they're moving to Spain to do some kind of an intensive course to cover the basics before you move.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be.
And the other thing that all our kids said as well, if you listen to the other episodes, is try and make sure they get some Spanish friends. Yeah. Because then they learn it without really learning, without it being a chore. Yeah. You're just learning language. And it's amazing how kids can
I was just going to say, how they just pick it up.
They can communicate, and it'll be so fast. But if you get a combination of those three, so a school with a good sort of a good international system, then perhaps a bit of a private tutor or something just to help as well, and then having Spanish friends, they're going to pick it up so quick.
Yeah, we did a really good episode that people don't listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting better these days.
Which one's that one?
Learning Spanish.
Learning Spanish.
People are interested in learning Spanish. But we did a really good episode of learning Spanish, and so if you wanted to go back and listen to that as well, we did cover like things that you could maybe do before you move across for your kids and videos and all that stuff.
You do hear a lot of, when you're on Facebook and they're asking about coming to Spain and they're saying, I'm coming in 2 years' time. If you've got 2 years before you come, use that time, that language thing, for your kids, but also for yourself. Yeah. 100%. Use that time to start doing it straight away. It's amazing what a difference that would make on your experience when you first get here, particularly for your kids. I mean,
I studied Spanish in school. I did it from 13 to what would be bachillerato, leaving cert in Ireland. Did a formal leaving cert and did the high level thing. And I loved it though. But I did it for all those years, and I still really struggled when I moved over to understand them. But I had the basics to be able to, the grammar, to be able to form sentences, and lots of vocabulary. So yeah, it was.
I'd never done Spanish at school, but I did find that knowing the basics of French, as in how they form the verbs, helps.
Yeah, definitely does.
Because it's not the same as English, but it is the same as Spanish, although obviously the verbs are totally different.
Yeah, and they're all Latin based.
But the how it works helps to each to understand.
Definitely, because when you're having to go from, when you see Spanish people learn English, when you're doing that switch, because the sentences are basically back to front, whatever you want to look at it. Spanish to English, English to Spanish, they're the other way around. And so now, once you've learned a Latin-based language, it makes it easier to understand how the sentences are.
The basic thing of that is we would say the black car, and they would say the car black.
Yeah. Basically.
Right,
what's next?
Right, my next question. Well, Catherine reads it. I put it on my little page so she can't
read it now.
She can't read it. How does the admissions process work? It's quite a long one, this one.
Is it? Oh, they've only got a short one. I don't do that. I'll go to this page then, will I?
Yeah, this is important. I didn't really realise this, but now I do.
Well, let me read. Well, I'll read from here. Read this one. 8?
Yes.
The admissions process. Okay. So the admissions process for the semi-private school is the same as for the public school. Okay, so it's really important. It works through a points-based system, awarded based on factors such as, and they kind of have levels of factors. So basically, if you have siblings already enrolled at the school, you'll be the top. Yeah, you get extra points.
Well, we'll talk about this in a minute.
proximity of the student's home or the parent's workplace, but they have levels. So it would be if you lived there, it would be over.
If you live like next to, okay.
You know, so once you live in the town of Los Alpacres, and if you had siblings in that school, then you're virtually guaranteed. Yeah. If you have siblings and you work in that area, pretty much guaranteed. But if you just have maybe one of, you're not guaranteed.
You just lie down the list, don't you? You just got less points. Each thing has points, and the less points you have, the less chance you have of getting it.
But then it says, therefore, residence counts towards the points, but it's not essential for admission. Therefore, students do not need to live in the local area, but this would mean they had less points, and therefore admission will be subject to availability.
Yeah. So effectively, you know, if they've got, we'll come back to that in a minute. So if if they've got a massive application in a year, and a lot of those people are local, perhaps have brothers and sisters at the school, and the parents work in that area, your chances of getting in if you're outside are quite low, aren't they, I suppose?
But we were really lucky because
because you're quite a way away.
We don't work. We're not living in the same town, and we don't work in the same town.
And you have no siblings in.
And we have no siblings in the school, but.
And Max is in a class on his own.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
But they just had the space in that class, so we're lucky. And I think it's always easier if he was starting at 3, you know, so it was a fresh school, I don't know, so a fresh class, they're making up a fresh class, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't trying to get into a pre-existing class. Yeah. So for example, we tried to get Jamie in because he was starting Bachillerato at the same time, but they hadn't got the space for Jamie. And they were really upset about it because Jamie is really intelligent. So you should see his exam scores. And I remember because I think as well, I don't know, this is not Los Claras saying this, but like the impression I got was they had some kind of, if there was space, they could kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can go over those levels.
No,
but if they're getting close, they can.
But they really wanted them to go, and they obviously because Max was going to be there as well, but they hadn't got the space, so Jamie couldn't go and do that. So he was really, he was upset. Yeah, well, he was upset.
So this is nothing to do with Las Claras, but it's just something to be aware of. My daughter went to a school in San Javier, my elder daughter, and we lived quite a way away, but it was in their catchment area. They'd have a bus to this public school.
Yeah, San Javier kind of covers such a weird big area, isn't it? Yeah.
And so, anyway, she got into this school. And then 2 years later, we wanted my second daughter to go to the same school. While we were there with my first daughter, I mean, she says she didn't say this, but me and my wife both say she did say it, that she said effectively, because Millie's coming to this school, Lottie won't be able to come to this school. So 2 years later, we were like, we didn't sort of push we didn't push the application quickly. We didn't sort of, do it first or anything like that. Because we thought, she's all right, she's going. We then went there and were told, no, she can't come to the school. And we sort of argued that we went to Mercia to see the education department because we were categoric that we were told that she would be able to go. Yeah. And so she didn't. She had to go to another school. And, I'll be straight with you. It was the school she went to was okay, but it wasn't as good as that first school. And that's one of the reasons why we moved her to Las Claras in the third year, because she wasn't doing as well as Millie had done. Yeah. And she was, equally intelligent. And so that's when we went to Las Claras. And from Las Claras, she absolutely excelled. Yeah. So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Las Claras agree.
Yeah. So just be careful. Don't automatically think that you're going to get in a school or because you're in the right area. And I think this is the same as in the UK. You hear of people moving house because they want to go to a different school. So, I don't think that's any different to Spain particularly.
Yeah. It just kind of puts you higher up the list, but it doesn't guarantee anything.
No. Yeah. So, those 3 criteria. So siblings, which you probably wouldn't have if you still come to the country. I mean, I don't know if it make a difference if you have 2 or 3 people wanting to go. Perhaps it does make a difference.
Maybe.
Yeah. Obviously, location and where you work. Yeah. Yeah. So think of those things.
Yeah, because I guess I mean, if they have like a choice of, we could put this person or this person in, they're going to go. They have some flexibility over who they pick, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything to do with what the other options are. Yeah. So anyway. One of the things, obviously, with with these schools. And if you do start to go, if you're looking at the sort of semi-private school, but it's a distance away from your house, is whether there's a bus service.
Yeah.
And Claras doesn't have a bus service. I don't know if that's because, one, a lot of people go locally, but also if they start to go from all different areas, how are you going to put a bus on? You know, it's going to have to go everywhere for very few people. So I'm not sure it's to do that. Because on the public schools, they did have a bus that went to that school from the area that we lived in because it covered that area.
Oh, right.
And so we sort of didn't really have another choice because we lived so far away. We needed to use the school bus originally.
Yeah. So you've got like the government run those school buses, the public school, don't they?
Yeah.
They're state run those buses, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we were like 25 kilometres away from the school.
And that's why they do them, because there are kids who live like what would they call rural.
Yeah, so the rural schools are linked to other schools for secondary education. So that's what they go to. But the reason for saying that about the bus is that it wouldn't really matter about the extracurricular activities because you would have to pick the kids up anyway from this school. And I'm not sure if the Concertado schools tend to be smaller than a public school. So overall, so they might have less people, so there's less chance of having a bus, even if we're in Madrid. I don't know. No the answer to that. You need to ask the question.
It'll be probably just specific to each school, that one, I imagine.
Yeah. And obviously, bear that in mind if you're going to, put your kid in a school that ends up being 30 minutes away and you're going to have to go twice a day every day.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was another reason why, Alex was delighted when Max was like, he wants to stay in school because when he did come home for lunch, it was like, drive up, drive back, drive up, drive back, drive up, drive back, drive up, drive back.
It's not. I mean, it's still 10 kilometres, I suppose, each way. So
10 minutes, it's 10 minutes.
It's a lot of time. It's not, and it's also being able to adapt your timetable, isn't it? That stops what you restricts what you can do.
Being a chef, he's flexible during the day, so it was fine. I think he would have preferred to be not as flexible.
Yeah, me too.
Because I've said it loads of times as well before. Alex is like a really early person as well, so he's like it wouldn't just be 10 minutes for him. It's like 45 minutes each time because he has to be like way early, and he'll be there way early to collect him. And then
you can't leave it. Like get in the car and stand there for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway.
So the part of that question was: are there any extracurricular activities in Las Claras?
Yeah, there are gazillions. So let me see. We do offer a wide variety of extracurricular activities: sports, artistic activities, academic support. Options include football, judo, basketball, climbing, as in, what do you call it?
Wall climbing.
Wall
Not climbing, but they will do it on a wall.
Climbing
They've
wall,
got a wall, haven't they?
Yeah. Dance, crafts, theatre, public speaking and debate, homework help, reading programs, and computer skills. So
they've also got a pool as well, haven't they?
They have pools for the summer school.
Yeah, for the summer school.
That you can go to, but it's an extra cost. It's a fair few bob.
Right, now this one.
But I was just going to say, Max has done some of the extracurricular activities.
Right, okay.
So, and he loves them, and they're really good. So, one they haven't put there is robotics. So he did robotics for a little while, and that's really good.
Right.
And they do like drones and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's good.
And then he did, so they have their crafts and theatre, but it's actually the same one. So it's arts and crafts and theatre. So like some weeks they make stuff that they'll use to do a play at the end.
Right, yeah.
And at the end of the year, they do like the Christmas play, and then they do an end of year play. And it's really good. And then what else is doing? He's doing art this year because he really likes art. So he's doing art and he loves that. Comes home destroyed. And then what else? He's done basketball. Wasn't mad about basketball, but nothing to do with the class. Just he's not. He thought he was gonna like it, but then he's not really sporty. And what else did he do? He did something else as well. I can't remember. But they're really good anyway, and he really enjoys them. And some of them are in the lunch break. Some of them are after school. So they do even golf, I think, but on Saturdays. So you can do golf lessons. So it's very good. I think it might be Rhoda Golf to do that, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. So anyway, they're really good. Loads of activities, and they're very good activities. The reading they do is very cute actually, because it's dramatized reading. So it really gets kids interested in reading and stuff. So that's good. Yeah. Anyway.
Right, and this one's probably one of the most important ones. We get a lot of people asking about what the situation with the education is and how it relates to what they've done before or what they want to do in the future. So the question is, are the exams students take internationally recognised? In other words, if a student wanted to go to the UK or another country to study at university, would that be possible with this qualification?
Yeah. So yes is the answer.
Yes. That's it. Yes.
I'm done here. In fact, we have students who do a course abroad and then return. What's that mean?
So they go abroad and then they come back and continue their education. I'm guessing.
Okay, so it says the Spanish high school diploma is officially recognized across Europe. Many students spend a year abroad and return with no issues. We also offer Trinity and Cambridge English exams on site, both of which are internationally accepted.
Very good.
Yeah.
So yes is the answer.
Yes.
And my family approved of that. Both my daughters did their sort of A-level baccalaureate at Las Claras. Both went to UK universities and both did very, very well. So yeah, definitely. And that's from a full Spanish education. They didn't have an education outside Spain before they went to university.
Yeah.
So it just proves that, it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
And it can be good.
Yeah. Cool. What's next?
Right, now this one, we haven't really got an answer for, to be honest.
Yeah.
As far as, it's probably one of the most important to people, but it would vary depending on where you went. So we said we know it's hard to tell us exactly, but what would the approximate cost be of going to Las Claras for a student?
Yeah. So their answer was, it really depends on whether your student uses services like cafeteria or extracurricular activities. So it's impossible to give a single figure. However, at a semi-public school, the cost is nowhere near that of a private school. So basically, we pay to be able to go to the school, we pay €60 a month.
Right.
And then if you want them to go if you want them to eat at school, like the dining option, you pay for that.
Which you would anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
or even give them pocket money, give them money to go to eat. So you have to pay that way.
Stuff that they eat at the school now, it's insane. I should have brought up their menu. But it gets like roast chicken. And then they have like special days where they have like a Mexican day. They have like tacos and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
They have pizza. And then the summer, the odd day they have ice. So it's like a menu del dia type thing.
Yeah.
So they have their starter, their main course, and their dessert. Even though Max thinks the salad is supposed to be eaten after his main course. So I'm like, no, that's your starter. We don't get a starter. He always says, but they do. So it's a little salad they get, and then they get a little main course, and then they get a little dessert, and then they get water. And dessert is usually fruit or yogurt. I think they can choose. So Max always gets the fruit. And then the odd time, on a special day, they might have ice cream or something.
Okay.
And at Halloween, they have like a Halloween themed dinner.
Oh, really?
Christmas, they'll have like Christmas themed. And Thanksgiving, they'll probably have something Thanksgiving-y themed. So it's really nice. But keep in mind, it's a Spanish menu most of the time. So like one day I was like, sounds disgusting. Spinach tortilla. That's a no-no for me. I would not enjoy that.
That sounds all right.
And lentejas. What's that? Lentils.
Lentils, yeah, I like that.
So that's what they had on one day. So it's really good for getting the kids into the Spanish food as well, because they were just sitting there eating it, and everyone would be eating it.
Yeah.
So they would just.
And that was, I mean, my kids didn't go to Las Palmas till they're older, but when they went to school dinners at their previous school, and the stuff they ate,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
Like they were talking about like eating the sardines eyes and stuff.
Sardines, eyes, and also, I mean, that wasn't on the menu, but the sardine bit was. But it's really good to get into that sort of thing.
Yeah. And the food's amazing. The food's amazing. I'd be sitting there going, what is he eating today? Holy Mary, he's having something better than us. So I thought a chef living at home with me.
And then when they got older then, so my kids, I'm not sure what age they were allowed to go out. I think it was from baccalaureate onwards, they were allowed to go out.
They don't have to wear a uniform then either.
Yeah, no uniform. And then they went out and they could go, there were certain restaurants that sort of did specials because they were close to the school, but they could go out any way they wanted, but, they tended to go there because they did it. So they could eat what they wanted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay.
And I'm guessing in all those cases, it'll be the same in most semi-private schools. They'll have a canteen. They'll be available up to a certain age. Do you know if they're allowed to take packed lunches?
Max brings a packed lunch with him.
Right.
Oh, you mean if they stay in? No. So if they stay in for lunch, that dinner time, say, they have to go to the condo.
Okay.
They have to go to the dining.
So you have to factor that in.
Yeah. But if you don't want them to go to the dining, you just collect them and bring them home and have them.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Okay.
And if you live nearby the school, well, it's just...
I mean, so, I mean, the important thing with this is, and obviously this is one school, if you are in this area, go in and see them. If you're not in this area, go in and see the ones that are near you and ask them all these questions, you know, how much it's going to cost you to find out.
And if you're based in different areas of Spain, all the semi-private schools have like a, what they call a nominal fee just to be able to, you know, to go, I think it covers like taxes and stuff like that every month. So the one that we pay is €60, but it ranges from, I think 60, the lowest, and it ranges up to 150. So if you're in Madrid, I think some of the semi-private schools would be maybe €150 a month. And then if you wanted them to go to Como, there are books as well. But they do lots of stuff for the books so that you don't have to pay the full cost of books as well. This again, depending on each school. So they do like a recycling program so the kids don't write in the books and they pass them down from year to year. So it's really good. So it's still nowhere near as expensive as it would be if you were going to...
You have to pay for the uniform. I mean, all those things you have to pay whichever school you went to.
Yeah. No, not public schools. Public school, they don't wear uniform.
Right, okay.
But you would still have to buy books and material and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and you would probably have to buy clothes to them to wear to school anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I think, for me, I prefer uniform. So Jamie went to private school, then public school, and he had a uniform, and then he had didn't wear a uniform when he went to public school. And I much preferred the uniform, I have to say. And he even preferred it. It was like, you didn't have to think in the morning time. You just had your uniform ready to go. And then sometimes you'd come down mad stuff on him to go to school, and I'd be like, oh God, and it's more stressful in the morning time. I prefer a uniform. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
That's it really. We've got this one. We always ask every guest or non-guest what piece of advice they would give to people who are thinking about sending their child to a semi-private school. What do you think? What would that be?
So they basically just said, I won't read it out, but basically what they wanted to say was, just go to the school that you want to send them to and make sure you go and have a chat, discuss how to enroll the kids into each school individually. It's going to be a different setup. What did they say? Let's read what they said. Let's use their words. If they need to enroll their children, the best thing to do is visit the school in person. Every family has its own situation, and we believe in listening, getting to know them, and helping however we can.
Yeah.
And that will be all the schools. They want you to go there. You know, they want you to go there. Yeah. So they'll do everything they can to help you, as long as there's a place.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
So it is. For me, it's one thing that's different that I'd never heard of before.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's very appropriate to the listeners of this podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good option. I think a lot of it will still, we talked about this before, but a lot of it will still depend on the age of the child.
Yeah.
Because, you know, being thrust in at sort of, I don't know, we're just about to do your A-levels. I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
In this school or public school, I think then you've got to go private because you've got to go for, potentially the exam situation. Yeah. But prior to that, this is a really, really good option.
Yeah. Especially for people, you hear a lot of people worrying about feeling like they need to go to a private school and then worrying about the expense of it, Yeah. Because whilst we had a lovely girl on from a private school and it sounded amazing, all those facilities, well, they have a price and for a reason, but not everyone has the money to be able to send their kids to a private school. And so this is such a great option. Whatever, it doesn't have to be Las Claras. We just really wanted to recommend Las Claras because our kids have gone there. So it just felt
we can say this with honesty.
Exactly.
And it's true, the results prove it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I can tell you that my kid is so happy going to that school. The teachers are so nice, every single one of them. They have the same teacher when they're in infant school. So they do like infant from 3 up until primary school to first class. And then from first class, and they have the same teacher then for 2 years, in groups of 2 years. So it's not lots of change, but they change everything a little bit. So to get the kids used to a little bit of change,
Yeah.
So they have like the same classes and the same teacher for the first group of years.
I would say the biggest difference with Lottie was it didn't seem to have as many cliques. Whereas the schools we went to before then, it was very,
Clicky?
it was very clicky.
Yeah.
of different groups of people, and she was always talking about it all the time. And she didn't seem to be that at last. I mean, I don't know if it's because it was quite a bit smaller, but it was.
It seems to me that they really think about the kids getting to know all the kids, you know, even within the class, and I'm sure this happens in all the schools, but this is just my experience, they change where they sit really often, you know, so it's like you're never just like sitting with the same people or the same friends, you know, they'll move them around quite often, so they're different kids are speaking to different kids in the class. So it seems to be part of the culture at the school, to make sure everyone's mixing together. And they also, another thing that I really love is if you've got infants, they have their separate playground. So they're not in with the big kids. And then even when they went to primary school, so first and second class, they're in another playground area, so separated again. So you've got your infants in one area, you've got your kids who are kind of still infanty really when they go into first class. They're still babies really, but they kind of feel a little bit more grown up. They're in a different playground. And then once they go into third class, they're in the big playground. But since that school also has a secondary school, the secondary school kids come out at a different time. So it's just third, fourth, fifth, and sixth in this playground. And then they go in, and then the secondary school can come out. So they're never mixed with like really big kids, you know? So that's something the bit that I worry about, you know, sending your kids to school is the playground bit, isn't it? It's the bit that you can't control, but perfect. So there you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd highly recommend it.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say about semi-privates is when you do Google them, you might see that a good chunk of them are religious.
Okay.
Very religious. Like some of them are like, say your prayers in the morning time kind of scenario. But I think these days you're able to opt out of the religious studies. But again, that's something that you're going to have to check in each school. So if you're not into the whole religious vibe, they do ethics instead. So I opted Max out of religious studies, and he does ethics instead. They watch like movies and stuff.
Good to me.
They do other stuff, but you know, I'm just not mad about the whole religious thing when they're so young. But some of the schools are, because Spain is a very religious country, some of the Colegio Concertados, the semi-private schools, are religious, very religious. Some of them you can opt out. So just be aware of that.
Check that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
I think so.
Yeah, cool.
I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you find it useful. But like we've said so many times, education, your kids' education, so important. Language, so important.
Yeah.
So if you've got any questions, you can message us on hello@spainfullyhonest.com.
Yeah.
We'll put on the contact details for Las Claras at the end, but obviously that only applies really if you're in that area. So Las Claras and Javier area. But you know, have a good Google search. I'm sure you'll find them easily.
Loads, yeah.
And good luck.
Yeah. And Las Claras sent us a little video of Las Claras to put at the end of the podcast. It's in Spanish, don't let it turn you off, but still loads of pictures and music and stuff like that of the school. So have a look. And thank you so much to Las Claras for giving us all the information about the semi-private schools in general, not just Las Claras. So thank you very much for that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening, and please don't forget to subscribe. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. So please subscribe to those. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps us get higher up in the rankings so more people will see it. The more people that see it, we can get more guests on and things. So please, and write us a review if you like it, or write us a review if you don't like it. I prefer if you do like it. It really helps, honestly. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you.